I want to talk about how you do this, right? Because I'm sure you feel overwhelmed. Like you have another app you need to learn every single day, and you're a busy mom of four. Your husband's on the road. Sometimes you're on the road. You're juggling businesses. Is work-life balance a thing? Like how do you manage? How do you manage the plethora of things?
How do I stay balanced? Somebody asked me once, "How do I stay sane?" And I said, "What in the world makes you think that I'm sane? I am not necessarily. I don't believe in balance. I don't believe it exists. I think it's a fairy tale." And what I mean by that is your life with your three boys looks very different than my life with three girls and a boy of the age range that I have. Your life at your age looks different than my life at my age in our parts of the country, in our upbringings, and our business models. They look different. So anybody that says to you, "Oh, I know how you figure out balance," if they're trying to give you a formula for that, they're selling something that goes behind it, because balance for me will look very different than balance for you. And I believe instead we need to think in terms of water, like the tide ebbs and flows. There are seasons of high tide and low tide. Think also music. We're a big music family. So I would say rhythm and dynamics is what our life is more like. There are times in my life where we are 24/7, pedal to the metal, working on a goal for the business. Or in the case of my daughter, who's triple threat in Broadway theater, we're working very imbalanced on her training or her show times or whatever that looks like. I'm not going to deprive her of that because that looks like imbalance. We know that short-term sacrifice equals long-term gain. Now, would that be healthy for her to sustain that all the time or for us to be immersed in that all the time? No. So you have to know what your core values are as a family. Our core value as a family is time together, time for our faith, and time to do our things. How do we make that work? We have calendar meetings once a week. Like, what's everybody got going on this week? You have to, once they have to be all multiple places and you don't have enough drivers, you have to figure that out. Who's traveling this week? Who's not traveling this week? What important? What do we have that's non-negotiable now? Now where can we work in things? Do I sometimes have to stay up later? Yes. Do I sometimes have to get up earlier? Yes. Do I sometimes work through lunch or eat at my desk? Yes. At the same time, sometimes I take off for when they're on summer vacation and I work very little so that I can be imbalanced in that direction. So stop searching for this elusive balance or feeling like it has to feel good all the time. When you're tearing muscles, when you're working out to get stronger, that doesn't always feel good. You're gonna have some soreness. You're gonna have to get used to doing those reps and making that a habit. It's not intuitive to most people. It takes work. There is no balance, but there can be respecting your priorities while also pursuing your goals.